Hello, my name is Ashley and this is Faithful Rattos. Welcome, or welcome back. And today's video is going to be a bit different from normal because I'm not at home. I'm not even in England. I am in America and I'm here to visit family, and I'm also going to have a little quick trip into New York City with my friend Hannah from Hannah's Rats on Instagram and her husband, which is going to be really, really exciting. So I'm going to bring you along for the day a little bit. I thought you would enjoy a little bit of something different on the channel. See how that goes.
So here is a clip from the top of the Empire State Building during a thunderstorm. We got to see the lightning from the very top. It was so cool. It was so unbelievable. It did mean that we had to delay a bit going out, but it was wonderful. And the next day I headed into the city myself. I did some things, I went to the Jewish Museum and such, but I also stopped at PetSmart. And the reason I stopped at PetSmart was because I wanted to see how it differs from our big chain pet stores, Pets at Home and Jolly's. And I do think it was a little bit more commercialized, and there was definitely a bigger range of animals available in the store, which was really unfortunate. There was a lot of reptiles, a lot of fish, and also birds, which is not something I've seen in the UK for a very long time, since I was very young. And again, the stuff in the store is not very good. Like, if you look at these cages and what they're supposedly for, it's really sad. Yeah, here are some of the reptiles. They had bearded dragons and other types of lizards, and the setups they were in were just not good, and these little birds as well. I was really sad to see all of this stuff that was here. Thankfully though, there were no rats, so I didn't feel, all those feelings that I think I would have felt if I saw rats there. There was this little mouse that was building this cute little nest. He was I think it was a he, I don't know. It was really cute. Seeing animals in pet shops like this was really sad. I was just thankful that there was no rats, that I would have been sad to leave there. The toys and the treats for the small pets were okay, some of them, just as I expected. It was interesting to see the Oxbow adult rat food in person, as it's something that American people seem to like. I just don't like nuggets for rats. Here are all of the care guides they have, and these are all the animals that they must sell in their range of stores, which just makes me really sad. And these are the treats that I picked up to bring home for the rats. It was good to see things like this cat grass, and there were other plants and stuff there that would have been safe to buy for rats. And also Muddy Paws Rescue were working with this store, which was really cool because I followed them on Instagram. This is a video of the subway tracks where I didn't see any subway rats the whole trip. I was so sad.
Hello, everybody. So, I went to PetSmart yesterday in New York City, as you saw from the clips, and I have plans to do a voiceover for that segment, so I'm not really going to go over it because you will have just seen that. But when I was there, at the end of the clip, I showed you I got some care guides. Now, I know that Emmy has reacted to PetSmart care guides in the past, but when I looked at when the video was, it was actually 5 years ago. 5 whole years ago. And so I wanted to react to the new PetSmart guides. I've reacted to lots of different Pets at Home ones. I even had an old Pets at Home one. And so I thought this was cool to have a look at whilst I'm here. I'm at my aunt and uncle's house. They live in a town in New Jersey, which is basically across from the city. So that's why I'm here, because it's easier to go to and from the city. It was really great with Hannah and her husband. I didn't vlog anything with them because I don't see them very often. It was not even a full day with them, and I just thought it was weird, so I didn't vlog anything. But yeah, let's get into these. So first, I'm going to do this fancy rat one. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take photos of this and put it on the screen so that I don't have to show you. So the first thing is that this photo is the stock image of a rat. It's on, or at least pictures from this photo shoot are on literally everything. They're on the Science Selective Nuggets. But yeah, so let's see. Cuddly and intelligent fancy rats. They have poor eyesight and sway while standing to detect motion. So that's referring to motion parallax. And this isn't something that all rats do. Some rats do it, and a lot of red-eyed rats will do it. I'll try and add in a clip of that. Experience level, beginner. I don't think any pet is a beginner. I think some are easier and more forgiving of making mistakes. I wouldn't say it's beginner. Size. Fancy rats grow up to 7 to 10 inches, 18 to 25 centimeters long, with a 6 to 8 inch, 15 to 20 centimeter tail. I guess so. Lifespan, they live for about 2 years. That's kind of accurate. I am sick of care guides saying that they live like 2 to 3 years because that's not really accurate. Behavior. Fancy rats are most active during the day. No? They're crepuscular? They are highly intelligent and can learn to come where their name is called. Correct. Temperament. Fancy rats can live together in same-gendered pairs to prevent aggression and unwanted breeding. Pairs? To prevent aggression? Pairs is not going to prevent aggression, babe. Oh, wow. Look at that enriching cage. Moving on. How do I set up a fancy rat habitat? House your rat in habitat that's at least 16 by 28 by 30 inches with multiple levels. I think the size is okay. I'm not really sure about like inches to centimeters. I will say like the recommended size, bare minimum for a small group of rats, is 80 by 50 by 80. I don't know how this correlates to these numbers here. Place the habitat out of direct sunlight in a low humidity area that's between 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's 18 to 24 degrees C, that's fine. Line the habitat with appropriate amount of clean bedding. An appropriate amount. You ain't got an appropriate amount on this picture, babe. I know I'm being sassy, but this is not good. And I do recall I watched Emmy's video on the PetSmart guide that she reacted to, and it had like 3 pages and way more information. This is the whole entire care guide. The bedding should be spot cleaned as needed and changed as directed by the product packaging. The product packaging? Okay. Your rat's habitat should include hides where it can play and chew. Clean hides regularly. That doesn't have a full stop at the end of it. But also, include hides where it can play and chew. This gives me the impression they're talking about those like sawdust hides. Selling one of their products. What should I feed my fancy rat? 1 time daily, pellet food. This is 75% of your fancy rat's diet. Keep the bowl 3/4 full at all times. So, no to a pellet food. No to just keeping the bowl almost full. It's so random because, like, a bowl could be any size. It's like, you could have a bowl that's this big for, like, 20 rats, and you've got a full bowl, so fine. Or you could have a bowl that's, like, this big for 2 rats and keep it full. Like, it's not a measurement. A full bowl, what does that... That's like saying the length of a piece of string. Water. A water bottle or bowl of clean fresh water daily, correct. Once every other day, vegetables. Carrots, peas, squash, etc. Note, be sure to remove uneaten vegetables after a few hours. 1 times weekly, fruit. Apples, bananas, melons, etc. Note, be sure to remove uneaten fruit after a few hours. Nothing really wrong there. And then, aside from the back, which is a checklist to buy stuff in their shop, when should I contact a veterinarian? That's the whole care guide. This is all the information you need to know on how looking after a rat. When should I contact a veterinarian? In addition to your regularly scheduled appointments for your rats. Okay. Contact your small animal veterinarian if you notice the following signs. Cloudy, sunken or swollen eyes, yep. New growths or lumps. Overgrown front teeth. Bare patches in fur. Lethargy, weight loss. Not eating or drinking normally. Sneezing, discharge from the eyes, nose or mouth. Diarrhea or discolored droppings. I mean, that's, expected, I would have thought. And then on the checklist on the back, it says, what will I need for my fancy rat? Habitat sized 16 by 28 by 30 or larger. Rodent block / fortified rat diet. food dish, water bottle, bedding, hide, toys, treats, wood, chew. And that's it. That's incredibly helpful, PetSmart, thank you. I'm just happy there wasn't any rats in the store when I went, because I think I would have had a situation. On a slightly more positive note, I did find this guide with the other care guide. They had lots of care guides for a myriad of different species, but they also had this one, which is understanding zoonotic diseases. So I thought this was good. So it tells you what zoonotic diseases are, that they're diseases that can pass between humans and animals, and that children are most affected, or people with lower immune systems, and that proper hygiene with hand washing and changing clothes prevents most of it. Bacteria and other zoonotic contaminants can come from multiple sources. So, for example, salmonella has been isolated from amphibians, reptiles, and rodents. However, salmonella can also be contracted from like eggs and meat and stuff. Biting pests like fleas and ticks can transmit diseases to humans. This is important. So, this is not a lot of information. So this section tells you what zoonotic diseases are. This section is about partnering your vet. So deworming and flea and tick control. So this is really only appropriate for like dogs and cats. And then the back is safety recommendations for pets and children. Where is the info about zoonotic diseases? Both of these are literally this. They're not like a normal leaflet where you can have like at least 3 panels. Some of the care guides that I've recall from like Pets at Home even have like 4 or 5 panels and full of information on the front and the back. Like an eighth of these guides is the like legal jargon on the back. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is the end of the vlog, this sort of like New York situation vlog. I hope you are enjoying this slightly different sort of video on my channel. I am intrigued to see how it does. Unfortunately, haven't seen any subway rats. Really, really annoyed about that. But there is one more day, I think, that we're going to the city. So hopefully, if we do go on the subway, we see some rats. But it's apparently not in my nature, not in my luck to actually see rats when I'm here. So who knows? Hello! So I'm back home now from my trip. It was a really, really wonderful trip. I was extremely jet lagged all throughout the trip, and I was really exhausted the day I got back and yesterday. So I have only really gotten around to filming this little clip now. But yeah, I'm home, I'm settled. I'm going to edit this video and it's going to be up on my normal day of the week, which is Sunday, which is super, super exciting. And I have lots and lots of exciting videos hopefully coming very soon. And by the time you watch this video, I should, fingers crossed, have had my first litter birth. So yeah, I've set up the birthing cage and everything, and it's going to be its own video. But yeah, I am very, very nervous, excited, all the things. And yeah, thanks so much for watching this video, and please do stick around, subscribe, all the things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!